Yo, yo. What's good? What's good? It's Stormy B Man, and I am back. Welcoming you to Nerds on Culture with Stormy B Man for this Monday, January 26, 2026. This is number 151 in the series of Nerds. As this evening we talk about top casting that worked in films. Part one, because we like movies around these parts, and we figured we'd come to you and talk about movies and the enjoyment that we receive from certain actors and actresses being cast perfectly for a specific role, where once they did that, you can't see anyone else doing that role. And there are so many films that can fall under that light, but tonight we're just going to take a few subjects and present them and have conversation on them, and I'm sure that you all listening in the chat there will have your ideas about some of the top casting that worked for you. So with that being said, let me introduce my partner in crime. We got Drew Titan in the building with us this evening. What's going on, Drew? What's happening?
Yes, sir. We in this thing. Absolutely, man. Let's get our nerd on. You know, we came up with this just last week, didn't we?
Yeah.
And, yeah, man. Everybody.
Many others that we haven't even got to yet. But since it was so clever and fresh, I figured let's jump right into it, you know?
Yeah. Salute to everybody on Rumble.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody on Rumble, man. Y'all better follow us on Rumble, because, you know, when we start playing these clips that YouTube these douchebags about, you know what I mean? So follow us on Rumble, you know what I mean? And But for now, we're gonna enjoy this show. So tonight, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna talk about casting that worked in films. You know what I'm saying? And these are castings that you least expected to work.
Right.
Some may be a little predated to y'all. Y'all might have just grew up saying, "Oh, okay, this actor played that." But you gotta understand, at that time, you're gonna see at that time in particular, it was like, "Oh, what, him? For him? What?" And it actually worked out. It actually worked out. I enjoyed the films. It actually worked out. So hang out with us for about an hour and a half, man. We're gonna get to it.
Yeah, and then, you know, as the intro was playing, I came up with one that, even though if you've seen this movie, and we talked about this movie, we featured it on a previous show, and it's so funny because I'm just picking the image up right now, and I think I'm gonna throw this one out there to kick things off, and you're gonna crack up laughing when I put the image up on the screen. But that's what this show is all about. So we'll get a chance to and I see the images that you shared.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm gonna start us off with this one, and I know you're gonna laugh when you see this one. But this person, this actor / director, how can I say? Trying to present it to you without you guessing it right away. But when I saw this character, man, he was totally relatable. And you always know a guy like this. So with no further skirting around it, I'm gonna present us with this character here, man. And Drew, you tell me. I'm gonna take our thumbnail off the screen, but check this out.
You know, this character is actually he became Mars Blackman, played by Spike Lee, became a bit of a New York icon. He's a character that came from a movie that he directed called She's Gotta Have It, but the character was so unique, but kind of typical, that he popped up in commercials. He was a sponsor. He was a Nike sponsor, and those sponsors was Air Jordan commercials, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
You know, Mars Blackman. Yeah. This guy.
I mean, everything about this character, and Spike Lee totally created that character, totally wrote him into that film to be one of 3 male characters from the Black experience for Nola Darling. And he offered certain elements of urban and street and hip, you know, and hip hop. You know, it was like he brought certain elements. But what was his catch line?
It's got to be the shoes.
No, that's the commercial, but in the movie.
Oh, please, baby, please, baby, please, baby.
Dude, everybody was saying that after that movie came out.
Please, baby,
He
please.
coined that phrase, man. It's a wonder that we didn't get a chance to see Mars in something else, because Spike Lee at times had done little things like connect films, even though they had nothing to do with one another, that he would do that. And it would have been great to see Mars pop up, you know, again somewhere, somehow. But this was a real cool character. You know, Spike Lee wore glasses, but these Harry Carey specials that Mars is wearing. And I say Harry Carey because if anybody ever watched any Cubs games where Harry Carey was calling the games, me and my boy, we used to crack up on him because his glasses, the lenses was so big, we used to call them little TV screens. He's like, and that's at Mars. These big old specs he got on, man. It's the same thing. But what a lot of fun that was to see this character, and She's Gotta Have It. You know, and he would have his sister in these films too, Joie Lee. You know, and she was a pretty good actress. I don't know why she didn't even go on her own, you know, and try to star in films. Maybe she did, I don't know. But she turned out, you know, in his films, she was pretty good. But yeah, I thought I would just kick things off with Mars. He's a character, man, especially in urban cinema, man. That's a straight character for you right there.
Yeah, he could have definitely spun this character off for something. The character was a little ahead of its time. Between him and y'all remember Little Penny, voiced by Chris Rock?
Yeah, man.
Oh, the puppet, Little Penny.
Yeah.
Hey, Penny. Yeah, I remember that. He had you know, the NBA was popping back then. This was the 90s. Mars Blackman. You had Little Penny. You know what I mean? Grandmama, Larry Johnson.
Yep. Grandmama, yep, Larry Johnson.
Tim Hardaway. I got skills. You know, they had a good run.
Even Scottie Pippen had one Air commercial.
Yeah, I remember. I jam, therefore I am.
Yeah, walking down the street with that full-length leather coat.
Yeah.
I was like, look at Scotty in this commercial, man. But yeah, stuff like that, man, it's just great to have nostalgia and think back on it. But we'll get into, you know, some of the people that we were talking about. I want to kick it off. Which one do you want to kick it off with, which you selected?
Well, things that threw me off when it was originally casted, but it actually worked out for me. Let's go to Batman.
All right.
This is Michael Keaton's Batman. Now, a lot of y'all youngsters, y'all don't know. When you thought Michael Keaton in 1989, in the 80s, he wasn't like a serious actor. He did like a lot of comedy. He was a funny guy. He cracked the jokes, you know what I'm saying? Not in a million years, you would think that he would be casted as Batman. And this was before the internet, y'all, so we had to like read up on it. And when that came out, they said, we have our new Batman, Michael Keaton. We was like, what? The funny guy? For what? Why would you do that? And I was bent out of shape. Because I'm like, Michael Keaton, come on, man. For what? This is crazy. And then the movie came out. And I was impressed. I was totally impressed. He pulled it off. It was right on time. And this was the first superhero movie we had that was official with a decent budget, decent actors, and did well at the box office. Jack Nicholson. It was like we didn't like Michael Keaton, but when we found out Jack Nicholson was playing the Joker, we was like, perfect. Because Jack is crazy, right? Well, you know, we knew he could pull it off. But we was like, Michael Keaton, we was kind of stuck on that. We was thinking anybody but him. I forget the act. I forgot who was hot back then. You know, Schwarzenegger has that damn accent. We was like, no. Van Damme had an accent. We was like, no. I can't think of, and looking back now, I can't think. I might have to look it up, but I couldn't think anyone else that could have pulled that off. Now that I think about it. But this was a sleeper, and he pulled it off, and I was very impressed. And this turned out to be a classic. It turned out to be a classic.
Yeah, I remember thinking back in '89 when they brought out Batman, the very same thing, because we remembered Michael Keaton from TV and doing sitcoms and stuff like that. And it was like, how are you going to take this guy and make him Batman? Unless they're going to make it campy like the Adam West Batman from the 60s. But then when the film came out, do you remember the opening scene when they first showed Batman? It was kind of creepy and scary, wasn't it? It wasn't like no dun, 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 you know, it was none of that. Mm-hmm. It was like, and those guys that he rolled up on, and you know, he hung that one guy off the side of the building, and the guy was like, "Shit, man, who are you?" And he pulled him in close.
I'm
Batman.
It became iconic.
Yep, that line right there. And it was the way he spoke it and everything that let you know this wasn't Adam West's Batman at all.
No.
Yeah.
What was the name of the movie where he played that sick dude that was in prison? That was a serious film, and he pulled that off too.
Yeah.
I forget the name of that
title right now.
That was really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
That was really good. And he played some sort of, I don't know what he was in prison for, some serial killer thing. And I remember he was lifting weights and well, he had some water in the bag. So he was lifting weights. He got buffed for that scene, for that role too. And to get out of prison, he had to dislocate his thumb to get out the handcuffs. It was crazy. It was crazy. Lord have mercy.
This is one.
You know, Stormy, if anybody should have had their own spin-off series or film, it's this guy right here. Dude. When I tell you he played...
Dude. Blackface is never received well. It's not popular. But I'm going to tell you something. This might be the only role and portrayal that I don't consider this blackface.
No.
Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder playing Lincoln Osiris. And that isn't even who he really was. He was actually another man that was an actor who was what they called in the film, he was a method actor from Hollywood, and he was supposedly like real weird.
He was Australian.
Yeah, he was like real weird with it, right? And he underwent a special procedure to have his skin darkened.
Yes, they explained it. They explained everything. They say, yo, he's really getting into the role. He had this procedure, make his skin dark. And even in the film,
when he got up off the table in the medical room where they did the procedure, and he got up and he looked at himself, and then he was like, "Yeah, look black, don't it?" He was like, he was slapping five, dapping people up.
In the movie, in the end, when they were trying to get him out of character, he took off the afro wig and his hair was blonde. Bro, you know what? They need to do a movie, not about the Australian actor playing Osiris. They need to do a movie with Osiris himself.
Do you remember those clips I sent you that he filmed that they didn't put on the DVD? I don't know why they didn't do that. But for you guys who don't know, Robert Downey Jr. did some extensive extra scenes playing this character, and he got PTSD and everything. He was holed up in the hotel with this lady and these two dudes, and he had them trapped in the hotel room by gunpoint. And he put the dudes in the bathtub, poured corn chips all over them and stuff. He was like, "Now get down." He put handcuffs on. As this character right here, he snapped man, and that went back to what he said in the movie when he was arguing with Ben Stiller, and he was like, "Shh, I don't break character to the DVD commentary." Remember he said that?
Yo.
The most famous line. He said, "You never go full retard." And Ben Stiller was telling him, "Well, you don't," he said, "Who do you think you are?" He was like, "I know who I am. I'm the dude playing the dude disguised as another dude." You the dude that don't know which dude he is. Oh my God.
Playing a dude disguised as another dude.
This character right here, he deserved his own movie. I don't know how Robert Downey Jr. did that, man. But you know he had to have some black friends because he played that character so well. I was not offended at all. I
laughed. Do you understand? I saw this in the movies. I was laughing the whole effing time. Every time he said something, I had tears come. It was so, I couldn't concentrate. I had to see this twice. I couldn't concentrate. It was so fucking, it was so funny, man.
Look at him. That don't even look like Robert Downey Jr. totally. It's like sorta, but he looks like a black dude, right? It's like,
yeah, you do. You look at him, you're like, who is that? That kind of looks like Robert Downey Jr.
And I'll tell you something. I stumbled upon that film. I didn't go to it, like looking for it like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he did this movie right around the time he did the first Iron Man movie. So it's like they came out roughly around the same time and everything. Right. And people were like, man, this is crazy, But Tropic Thunder is a classic, man.
That was a slam dunk, man. Slam dunk.
What's the next one you want to go?
Let's go to Predator.
Oh,
now,
wow.
This right here. You see he's giving him the gun, right? You see that?
Yeah.
Now this right here, you guys got to understand. Predator, the first Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. This is how old we are. I saw that in the movies.
Yeah, me too.
And it was state of the art. And it was brilliant. And Arnold wins at the end. But you just know that alien situation was just one situation. There's more of them. So everyone was like, there's gotta be a part 2. They're gonna come back and Arnold's gonna have to fight, and it's Arnold. And they was thinking of all action stars. Oh, maybe it's gonna cross over with John Rambo and da-da-da-da-da. And then they said Predator 2's coming out. We was like, yes! Predator 2's coming out. What's Arnold gonna do? Maybe Van Damme, maybe Stallone, Danny Glover. Now, no disrespect, but Predator already set the precedent that in order to compete with a Predator, you have to be athletic. You gotta be able to duck and dodge and bust guns and stuff. Danny Glover never fit the build of an action star. Now, the Lethal Weapon series was already out. I think we was on Lethal Weapon 2 when this came, maybe 1. I forget. But even in Lethal Weapon, what was his line? I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah, right.
So it's like, man, he's Danny Glover. He's grandpa. But the film came out. I remember seeing the previews. And this is the part where you got to follow us on Rumble, y'all. Because this is the part where we'll play the commercials, leading up. But, we won't do that now. But I remember watching the previews, and it was like Danny Glover. And I said, you know what? Okay. All right. And that Predator 2, when it came out, it was still based in a not so distant future. It was in LA, and it was a hot summer. It was like blazing hot. And y'all remember, they fighting the drug cartel, and the Predator comes in and takes everybody out. And as I'm watching the movie, you get used to the situation. You're not in the jungle, you're in the concrete jungle. And Danny's not a military guy, he's a police officer. And he was doing detective work because he came across a one of the blades that he used that the predator shot, and he took it from the crime scene. And this was very unique. When they went to a scientist or something, and the ladies, he said, run this and see what this is. So the lady's running it. She was like, it's light. And he said, but it cuts like steel. And she ran some tests on it. She said, this is impossible. We said, what? She said, this thing isn't made of anything on the periodic table. For those of you that don't know what the periodic table is, just look it up. That means there was no mineral on planet Earth that this thing was made of. So he was like, yo, we're dealing with something we never dealt with before. This thing is ripping out spines and what the hell? And he figured out it was hunting. And it was taking out his partners or whatever. He finally somehow goes 1D with the predator. And by the time he got to the predator was already injured. So that's why he was able to fight with it. Now the ending was crazy because he was able to get it off on the predator and killed it. And if you remember the end, they all came out of camouflage and he was surrounded. And he just dropped it. He was like, yo, he dropped the blade. He was like, who's next? They didn't kill him. They congratulated him for surviving and gave him that gun. And he looked at the gun. The gun was like a gun from the 1700s or something. And that's when he knew they'll be back. They come here often. They'll be back. But I left the theater. I remember leaving the theater saying, you know, that wasn't bad at all. I mean, the fight at the end, I'm like, man, when did he learn how to blade fight like that? But I got past that. This was not a bad film. And this was like, when I read it was Danny Glover, I said, man, what the hell are they doing? They don't want to get an action star, but Uncle Danny pulled it off, man. Salute to him, man. I like Predator 2 a lot. Predator 1 and 2 are classics.
Yeah, I enjoyed it as well. Very good film at the time that it came out. The first one was so surprisingly successful. They had to change the story up a bit for the second one because they didn't want to make it seem like, oh, I've seen this already, you know. So, right. And that's why it worked as a sequel. Some of the others have gotten a little too far off from what it originally was, but that whole thing about the camouflage was amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Even going back to the first film, when Bill Duke was like, I see you.
Yeah.
And he was like, out there beyond the trees. And you could kind of see a shape moving, but it was invisible. It was like, that was really good special effects.
Yeah.
That was cool.
You know, I also remember when I heard about the casting of Predator 2, you know what I said? I said, man, they could have got Carl Weathers for Predator 2, but he died in Predator 1.
Yeah, he died.
You know what I'm saying? And I said, man, you know, and back then he was coming off of Action Jackson. So I said, man, if he didn't die in Predator 1, they could have got him for Predator 2. But, you know, Danny pulled it off, man. I'm not mad at that film at all, man. Felix Nunes says he never saw Predator. Yo, bro, you never saw Predator 2? Watch it, brother. You can find it somewhere. Predator 2 is really good. It was really good. And I went in there, like, expecting the worst. Because Danny Glover was considered old back then. To me, he was.
Yeah.
You know, I say, how's he gonna be running around fighting a predator like Arnold was? Arnold was big and muscular. Say, how the hell? But he pulled it off, man. He pulled it off. Liked it a lot, man. I really did like it a lot. It's a classic. Predator 2.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Another one that I have, and this wasn't the movies at the theater, but it was on television. It was, you know, and this was Marvel's Daredevil. I thought that Charlie Cox really captured the essence of Daredevil on that show. And it's like, you know, with him playing the dual role, you still want to see Matt Murdock, because he was convincing as the actor, Matt Murdock, the blind man. But as Daredevil, he was a vigilante for real. He was like kicking people's butts, nearly killing them and stuff. I was like, I like that, you know, that he was hard-edged like that. He was truly Daredevil. And that was so cool, you know, to see that. But I don't know, your thoughts about Cox as Daredevil.
Hands down, first of all, I think this was the strongest Marvel series that they put on. It was down to earth. Matt Murdock was actually getting his butt kicked in a lot of the early episodes before he got a hold of this specially made suit. But the casting, I didn't know too much about the actor. But again, of course, he pulled off Matt Murdock. But I say, all right, when we get down to the nitty-gritty with the fighting scenes, what's it going to look like? And I was thoroughly impressed. I was thoroughly impressed. And now I don't want to see another Daredevil. It's him. This is the guy. I don't want to see him doing anything else but as far as it pertains to Marvel content. This is the guy. Again, I wasn't too familiar with him as an actor. You know, I didn't even know he was a Brit until he spoke. You know, and he pulled it off, man. That Daredevil series is super strong.
Yeah. It
was super strong. Super strong. I really, really liked it. I really liked it. And yeah, solid series, man. And he's a hell of an actor. He's a hell of an actor, man. And now I don't want to see him. I don't want to see anyone else taking his place. So please, all Marvel actors, if you're solidified, this is just a public service announcement. If you're solidified in your casting in Marvel, please remain. Please refrain from your political opinion. Just shut up. Just shut up, because now we got to find a new Hulk. All right, just shut your mouth. Keep your political opinion to yourself. Just treat your whole career like it's EEO and you're working for a company. At certain workplaces, they don't allow you to talk politics. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Just shut up. Shut your mouth. If you can't be a politician and anything else at the same time. You got to make a decision. You know what I mean? So that's my thoughts on this, man. I mean,
yeah, Fire Beast out there in the chat, his comment says that excuse me, he says season 1 of Netflix Daredevil has some of the best action.
Yes, 100%.
You're not lying about that. In 100%. Fact, they did something in that first season that it became a staple in the subsequent second and third seasons, because it was done so well, people wanted to see more of it. Do you know what that was?
What was that?
It was a fight scene that he would have where it was one long take with no cuts.
Oh.
In season 1, it was when he went to that apartment building to save that kid. And he kicked in the door and he started fighting all them guys in the apartment building. And they were crashing through different apartments and stuff, but it was all one take.
You know what that reminded me of? Ong Bak.
When he was going up those stairs.
Going up the stairs, that was one take. That was magnificent.
Take, man. That was an amazing thing, and it became a staple for each season. They would have a scene like that. But it was so well done that first time around. And his fight scenes were always brutal, weren't they?
Yes,
man.
He was getting cut up and stabbed, all kind, and he was offing people.
Yeah,
he was offing people. He was getting cut up and stabbed, and then when he saw what happened with Wilson Fisk, he asked that dude. He said, "How did he get cut and not get cut?" And that dude said, I make this special suit for him. He said, I need you to make me the same thing. So everything was a bit, and he didn't get that suit, Stormy, until like what, the 4th episode of the season or something?
Oh yeah, it was deep into the season.
Yeah,
like,
so, but
like
I loved the building point. I loved it. I loved it, man. That was the deepest series. They had some, it's like Daredevil, the 2nd season of Cage, the 2nd season of Iron Fist.
Yeah.
I didn't get through Jessica Jones, and I did like Public Defenders. I did like that. They brought it all together, man. And by the way, the Public Defenders was a spinoff off of the Defenders in the comic book.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But this man. Oh yeah, shout out to the Punisher series. That was rough. That was real rough. But yeah, I love the selection here.
Yeah.
He really pulled this. Man, he pulled this off. Yeah, I'm gonna go back and finish watching Jessica Jones.
She wasn't bad. She
Right.
wasn't bad. In fact, the girl that played her and old boy that plays Luke Cage, they have very good chemistry together. Because she goes into Luke Cage's neighborhood. And that whole line about him, like, let's have coffee.
Get some coffee.
It started with, but yeah, Jessica Jones is pretty good. It's pretty good. I like when these characters can be really brought to life like this, particularly like we were talking about Daredevil. It makes them stand out. You know, it's like Ben Affleck played Daredevil in the early 2000s, but his Daredevil, even though it was a movie theater film, cinematic, it was nowhere near like what this guy was doing here.
Right.
Not at all. In fact, he made you forget about Ben Affleck's Daredevil.
Right.
So,
but I like those. The series, in my opinion, needs to be more like that, more dark, more down to earth, more thought that the hero that doesn't have super duper powers can get shot and killed or stabbed and killed. Those stories are great. You know, that Punisher. That's another thing. They nailed it with casting. Damn, I forget his name, but they nailed it. And man, I appreciate that series. You know what I'm saying?
It was gritty like Daredevil, but even more so because of Punisher and what he's all about. But again, they weren't afraid to take those risks with those characters and the action that it called for those shows. You know.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
Liked it. Really did like it.
So what's the next one you want to do? Matter of fact, why don't you remove the ones out of the studio that we said already? That way you can add some more if you want.
Okay. We all set.
Yeah. You want to pull this next? You want me to pull this one up?
Pull that one up.
Let me take Matt Murdoff out of there. And okay, hold on a second. Okay, here we go. This one right here.
Now look, y'all. Some of y'all may have been a little young when this came out. I was a full-blown adult when this came out, and this is when we was all on the internet by then. When I read that Will Smith was playing Muhammad Ali, I almost threw up. Because I was like, why? And at that time, when this came out, Will Smith was hot in Hollywood. And he was getting a lot of work, which I ain't got a problem with. But Ali, we was like, oh, come on. What they doing? This is going to be a comedy now? They're going to make fun of him? Don't do it. And then the posters came out. I'm like, And I went to go see it because I love boxing. I love the GOAT. And at this point, I just went in there with my arms folded like, all right, what we going to do here? What we going to do? And I must say, for a minute, I forgot that was Will Smith on the damn screen, man.
Yeah, they said even Ali was like very happy with what Will had done. And he put on weight.
Yeah.
Like you could see him there. He's about 215, 220 pounds of muscle right there. And he trained with real fighters. I mean, he sparred with James Toney, and
sure did.
There were quite a few fighters. Sugar Ray Leonard.
James Toney played Joe Frazier in this film.
He did. And there was what was his name? Charles, what's his name? That played in the movie also as George Foreman. He was a real heavyweight fighter. Yeah. Will did a very good job. They said that by the time they were in production and after Will had studied film of Ali and everything, that he was one of the few people.
Charles Shufford, thank you, Universal Truth.
Yeah, Charles Shufford, thank you. He was one of the few people who could actually box like Ali. He had gotten that good. And the way he would jab like Ali, he could throw Ali's jab, you know. He put in the work, and it was a tremendous homage to the greatest. It truly was.
Yeah, I think about 20 minutes into the film, I let it go. Like, all right, Will is doing his damn thing. I gave it a chance, and I was not disappointed. If you haven't seen this film, I recommend it. He did the damn thing, man. And actually, in this film, they did a lot of pretty good casting. They got James Toney to be Joe Frazier. They showed when George knocked out Joe, but it was like James in the ring. When he
Yeah.
I was like, oh, snap. And they were like, yo, champ, Joe just got knocked out. Like, oh, man. What was his name? Oh, man.
Al Ice Cold played Ernie Terrell. And when he was arguing with him, and he was like, you're gonna announce it right here or in the ring on that night. I ain't never met a guy I wanted to whoop so bad. He slapped him at the press conference, remember? Ali slapped him. And Al Cole was playing Ernie Terrell. It really happened too. That really happened between them two. And then they had what's his name? Playing Howard Cosell, Angela Jolie's dad. What's his name? And they had him made up to look just like Howard too. And when he was talking with Ali in the TV studio, and Ali went to grab his toupee and lift his toupee up, and Drew fell out. What's going on? I guess he'll be back. I don't know what happened. John Voight, there you go, J-Man. I couldn't think of his name for whatever reason right now. I couldn't think of his name. But John Voight, yeah. Ali lifted his toupee up. He was like, you want some food for that thing? Yeah. Yeah. Where's Drew at, guys? me see if I can pull up another image while we're waiting on Drew to come back. Let's see. We gotta get. Oh boy. Charlie Cox already. Do Chris. Here. I think I need one more. Let's see here. Try to pull this image up. Here. Let's see where my boy at. Okay, you had one of them issues like me.
This is weather, man.
Yeah.
I had to reset my modem, but we back.
Yeah. Don't worry, I was just trying to fill the time by uploading another image that I'll pull up in just a second.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx pulled that off. Jamie Foxx pulled that off. That was dope, man. That whole movie, Ali was look, I support, man. I went there because it was Ali and Will Smith was doing his thing, but I did not like that casting. I said, all right, if I get a little, like, if it's too much jokes and, you know, Will Smith loves to say, oh, hell no, in like 50% of his films. I better not get that because Ali never said nothing like that, but damn good film.
Yeah. Nah. Check this one out. This is one you probably wouldn't even expect, but this actor sadly isn't around anymore, but he gave us some pretty darn good solid performances while he was here. And this one, some of y'all may have seen, some of you may not have seen and need to check it out. Bam.
Roadhouse.
Yep. Dalton. From Roadhouse, Patrick Swayze.
You know,
this guy in this role, he was very good in this role, Drew. Very good in it.
You know what else too? It just dawned on me. I would have picked him to be Bruce Wayne over Michael Keaton at that time.
Yeah.
I would have picked him. He could have pulled it off. I'd like to know how many people put in for that role, just out of curiosity.
It probably was really up to Tim Burton, you know, because he was the one that was directing that film. And, you know, he was a weird person, bro.
Tim Burton is a weird dude, bro.
Yeah, he was weird. So, but
Roadhouse.
yeah, this was a pretty good film. And he was doing martial arts in there and everything.
Yeah, he was kind of cut too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was great. That was great, man. Patrick Swayze in Roadhouse, man. The throat. What did he do? That dude's throat. He ripped the throat out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, do you remember a cartoon when they got all those new artists and they started putting out their work and the Cartoon Network started to air it? You remember a character named Johnny Bravo?
Yes.
Did you know they were gonna cast The Rock to play a live action Johnny Bravo?
Really?
90s, yeah, it was being talked about, and we thought about it like, yo, you know what? That's actually kind of perfect because of how The Rock behaved back then. And he, you know, all they had to do was dye his hair back because back then he had the slick back and he was talking like Elvis. Just dye his hair blonde, and they were gonna do a Rock. They were gonna cast. That's what it was being spoken about from what I read. They were gonna cast The Rock as Johnny Bravo, but it never took off. But that was some funny stuff. Johnny Bravo. Oh man, that's awesome. Yeah, he ripped the dude's throat out. He ripped it out, man. That was crazy, man. There was
I got another one for you here.
Mhm.
That was really, truly amazing. Hold on. Let me see. I gotta make sure that I can pull this up, that it'll let me upload it in the proper format. Oh yeah, there we go. Now this is one that I was blown away by the performance.
Oh man,
Dude,
look,
dude.
look, man. Let me tell you why this was perfect. Let me tell you why this was perfect. First of all, Jamie Foxx really plays the piano. It's number one. Number two, he really can sing. And this guy's very underrated. He can sing, he can act. You know, he pretty much is a jack of all trades. And when they selected him to play Ray Charles and I saw this picture, I said, oh my God, that's a young Ray Charles. So they didn't have to teach him how to play the piano. And he does weird things with his voice. So, man, that was perfect. I ran to see this. It didn't even take much work.
It was amazing. That performance, it was worth the awards and everything because he literally became Ray Charles. And you know, Ray Charles passed away just before the film came out. But Jamie, dude, even more so than Will Smith playing Ali, he played Ray Charles, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like watching Ray, wasn't it? It was like literally watching him.
The mannerisms and that, man, that's what got me. I don't think anybody, the only person that does imitations as good as Jamie is probably Eddie Murphy. And this was amazing.
But you know what? This wasn't an imitation. He was literally playing. He was
him.
Acting. Yeah, he was acting as.
Right. What I'm saying is they imitate so well that they can actually be the person that they're imitating.
Yeah.
Like Eddie Murphy can legitimately play a whole movie acting like Richard Pryor. He can actually pull that off. You know what I mean? This right here was like insane to me. I'm watching it like I can't believe this dude actually pulled this off. This is crazy. It's crazy how this worked. It was like watching Ray Charles, man. That was wild, man. That was wild. Oh, I like that, Shogun. Let me see if I can get a picture of that real quick. I should be able to. I like that.
I never watched Eddie Murphy's Dolomite. I never watched it.
Listen, he pulled that off, bro. It's on Netflix. It's on Netflix. I watched it. It was really good.
Okay.
And he let me pull up this picture. There we go. He pulled it off, man. You know, I watched a few Dolomite films. There you go. I watched a few of them. And I must say, Eddie pulled that off. That was a damn good film. Story of Rudy Ray Moore as Dolomite in those days. If y'all didn't know, he kind of looks like Rudy Ray right here. Storm, you see the picture behind him?
Mm-hmm.
See the movie? It's Blackula. Oh, man. Listen, man. He pulled it off. He talked about Rudy Ray Moore's. It was about his life story and how he went independent to do his films. And it was some good stuff in there, man. He was Rudy Ray Moore in this film. And when these guys as comedians, because you got to understand, Jamie Foxx started out as a comedian. Mm-hmm. Eddie Murphy used to impersonate everybody. You ever seen Eddie Murphy? Y'all ever seen Eddie Murphy impersonate Stevie Wonder? It is creepy.
Yeah, it is.
Been doing it for years. And being that he's done that, it becomes easy for him when he starts acting like a Rudy Ray Moore. You know, these guys, and this is work. You got to sit down, you got to watch these guys, and you got to pick up the mannerisms. This is work. And this was one of the things that this is one of Eddie Murphy's greater pieces of work, actually. They nailed it here with this, man. I watched it. Yo, Stormy, there's a young lady, and because you know in Dolomite, all these chicks got like naked, right? Mm-hmm. There's a young lady in this film, and yeah, she, you know, stripped down to the nitty gritty. Lord have mercy, and she's on Instagram. She's an actor though. She's an actor. She's a real actor. But in the movie, you know, I was like, my God, what the, you know, I had to pause it, like, what the, and at the end credits, I found her on the gram, a red bone black woman. But I said, oh my goodness, man. Oh my Lord. My gosh, I forgot her name now, but goodness. But Eddie Murphy as Rudy Ray Moore was, this was one of those, it's the casting that actually it worked. Oh, Young Deezy's on it. Let me pull that up. Because I had thought about it and I forgot about it. Hold on. Oh man, I don't mean to laugh, but in real life, they had, well, allegedly, they had the most dysfunctional relationship you could ever think about.
I got another one here.
Oh Lord, wait a minute. Where's that?
This one here. We had never really seen Tom Cruise play a bad guy. Collateral with Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, this was bad. I mean, like, not bad, but this was like badass.
Yeah. He was badass. Really good in there.
You know what my favorite scene in this was? Remember when he told him, yo, look, we're going into this bar. I forgot what the situation was. I didn't see this film in a while. But he told Jamie, yo, you got to be me. And he had to play the hitman. He was talking to the dude across the table. Mm-hmm. And he said, if you don't tell your boys to put their gun, he said something crazy to them. We was in the theater like, oh, shit. That was crazy, man. This was a good film. If y'all never seen this film, yeah, you need to watch this. And you've never seen Tom Cruise play a villain like this. It's kind of refreshing to see. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
That was I wonder what year that came out. 95.
Let me see. Don't start me the line. I don't know. What's that? 2004.
2004. I'm thinking 90s. 2004. Yeah. Rumor has it that was Tom Cruise's real hair color too. He's really like in his 60s. Yep. Yo, listen. Every time I watch this, like I see a picture with this, I think about that scene where they had to fight in the car, and then they came into the hotel. Both of them were all beat up.
Beat up and limping and shit.
That was wild, man.
Eat the damn cake, Annie Mae. Eat the damn cake, man.
Annie Mae.
Ike was mad when they made this movie, man. He was like,
yeah, I know why. Because he was like, I didn't do any of that. I didn't do any of that. What are you talking about? And I heard some things about Tina, man. She wasn't no saint.
No, she wasn't.
She was a madam. She was a madam. Y'all ever heard Judge Mathis? I mean, not Judge Joe Brown talk about her? He knew what was going on. Yeah, Joe Brown was like, no, she was a madam, which means she had underlings.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, yeah. Today, by today's standards, she'd be on the Epstein list.
Listen, man, what's love got to do with it?
She was no saint. And shout out to Angela Bassett and Lawrence Fishburne for acting out the role. But Ike was mad as hell. Like, yo, I ain't do none of this. Get out of here. And as a grown-ass man, people later, like 50 years later, looking at him, how dare you? I didn't know you did that. I didn't do. Man, come on, bro. I mean, if that wasn't the biggest piece of defamation, didn't he try to sue or something?
Yeah.
My God. That was crazy. Yeah, Universal Truth, his family was pissed off too. They were like, yo, what you talking about? This is fantasy. That's wild. Ike walking around like, yo, I didn't do none of that. That's crazy. He an old man. Him and Tina done been broke up. They don't even speak. And now 50 years later, people reckless eyeballing you. Neighbors. I never knew you did all that. Oh. That is the illest form of defamation. They made millions making Tina the victim. Crazy work, man. Crazy work. You know what else I liked? And this is a guilty pleasure, and I don't care. Wait, hold on. Let me go grab the picture first. Because this was a perfect cast. And I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what anybody says. This was great. Let's move this. Load up this file right here. Here we go. If you didn't watch Space Jam, there's something wrong with you. If you didn't watch Space Jam, there was something wrong with you. This was dope. This came out right when Mike, he retired but came back. he was coming back to the league. So this this movie takes place in between Mike's retirement. This was dope. I don't care what anyone says. This was dope. If you didn't watch Space Jam, there's something wrong with you. Man, I was in college when this came out. I went to go see that, man. I was like, man, this is dope. And at the end, the game winner.
Yeah.
Mike realized he was in Looney Tune land, so he could do silly stuff. When his arm stretched all the way. Yo, my boy was like, yo, watch. Next season, he's really gonna do something like that. He's like, yo, his arm was stretched. Oh, that was funny. That was funny. That was funny, man. Michael Jordan shouldn't have got an Academy Award for that. Should have gotten an Academy Award. Hold on. See, they all coming to me now.
Yeah, I got another one. Check this one out. Talking about great casting. This one right here.
You know what? I only saw this once, but it was really good. It was really good.
Cuba tore that role up. He tore that role up.
It was really good.
Man of Honor. Man.
Yeah. Wasn't that good at the when he had to walk in the damn suit?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that was powerful. That was so powerful.
He dropped that I forget what the thing was that they had to assemble underwater, but he cut that hole in Cuba's tool bag, so all his tools fell out.
Yeah,
man.
Sabotage. That made me mad.
Yeah, he's spent all that extra time under the water, but he made it. He came up. They say his face was purple when he came up out of that water. Yeah.
Yeah, that was rough. This is a damn good film. High drama. High drama.
But we're talking again about well-casted films, you know, and this was one of them. That was still when Robert De Niro was reaching, you know, for higher ground with his acting.
Did you see this one?
Wow. Yeah, I've only seen this movie once, but it's really something, man.
It's like comedians, when they do play drama roles, they can actually play a maniac. And Robin Williams pulled this off. There was no jokey joke in this. It's actually creepy. Was this his last film?
Nah.
What was his last film? I don't recall at all.
Oh, it wasn't this.
Right. This was this was ill. He pulled it off, man. Scary, man. Very, very scary. Lunatic. Man, he I don't want to ruin it for y'all. Y'all go ahead and watch this. But you see his face right there, right? That's not, or what was it? Mork from Ork? No, it's not that guy. That's not Nanu. He's sick in this film. He's sick as hell. Crazy work, man. I ain't watched this in a long time. You know what? I'm gonna watch this. Every time I'm doing this show, I think of movies to watch that I ain't seen in a long time. This movie's a couple of decades old now. Rest in power to Robin Williams, man. Oh, another show. Greatest stand-up comedians.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
that'll be a good one there.
that would be a damn good one. Now, you new cats, there's gonna be people on this list y'all might not have ever heard of or ever even seen them do stand-up. By now, the jokes will be over your head. I can tell you who's not going to be on the goddamn list, but I'll tell you when we do the show. Because a lot of these cats are just not funny. They just get on the damn stage making faces, looking stupid. I know stand-up. I know good stand-up comedians. I don't know what, I don't know what it is. I remember when Def Jam Comedy came out. First couple of seasons was good, but then they had some comedians, they weren't funny, they were just profane. And just because you can be profane and cussing all over the place, that don't mean you're funny. You're just profane. It was just, used to come on, I think, Friday nights or Saturday nights or whatever, and I used to be up there watching it with my mother, and some of the stuff was funny. But then these dudes come on there and start being vulgar. And it's like, come on, bro. Fix yourself.
Getting back to comic book films, that one character and actor that I was telling you that I was really surprised.
Yeah.
Chris Evans playing Captain America. Now, I've always said that, Captain America was my favorite comic book character, but when they cast him, because, a lot of people were thinking it was going to be John, what's his name, from The Office? What's the guy's name? He ended up playing Reed Richards in Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange film.
Oh, yeah. They thought it was going to be him.
But they thought it was going to be him. And it actually came down to him and Chris Evans. But because Evans played Johnny Storm in the Fantastic Four film and had been in a couple of rom-coms, I was like, I don't know if that's a great choice, a great pick for Captain America.
Right.
But it turned out that he brought some believability to the character and the role, because one element that helped really sell him was when you saw the film Captain America, the First Avenger. I was watching behind the scenes of that on the Blu-ray, and they were talking about how important it was going to be to sell Steve Rogers, right?
Right.
And if they could sell you on Steve Rogers, everything else would work. And man, he played the hell out of skinny little Steve, and you wanted to pull for him. You wanted him to come out on top. He was being bullied and stuff. He was being pushed to the side, and it turned out, like, remember he was fighting the guy in the alley?
Yeah.
And he picked up the garbage can lid, precursor to like holding a shield. He was like, and that guy knocked him out. And Bucky had to come back there and save him.
Yep. Yep.
Dude was like, you just won't stay down. He was like, I could do this all day.
I could do it all day.
But yeah, I thought he really, and then there were elements of that where he brought it out more in Civil War, because once they were going after Bucky, and he was trying to keep Bucky, out of the arms of the law. It was like, he was like, he's my friend, dude. Tony Stark said he was like, he killed my mom.
Yup.
Man, that stuff got deep, didn't it?
It did.
It got
deep and it got dark.
They got so far away from that, what they were doing well, but that was what it was all about, man. That's when Marvel was in its heyday, bro. But yeah.
Well, I'm hoping they could get it back. I'm hoping they could bring it back to what it's supposed to be. I'm hoping so. Let me get this picture right here. Oh, come on. These dudes be bugging. You're trying to get one damn picture, man. They just... What? They really being douchebags about it. Okay. Let's just do that then. Here we go, right here. Already brought it up earlier. This was pretty damn good casting. Because this brother actually looks like how they were drawing him in the comic.
Yeah.
You know, and I remember
when he broke out of prison and he had that yellow shirt on and and he saw his reflection.
Yep, he said, "You look like a damn fool." But the joke was, y'all, that's how Power Man looked in the comic book. He looked so 70s.
The way he delivered the line. He said, "You look like
a damn fool." With the silver headband. I never knew what that was about.
Dude.
Man, that was
just
great.
Thinking about that line in this, it was so funny, man, because remember we were thinking as we were going through the season, like, is he ever gonna like be comic accurate, right?
Yeah, they always hint at it.
Found a way to do it.
They always hint at it. They always hint at it. And,
that was hilarious, man.
Yup, this guy, man.
And you know what else that went over a lot of people's head, Drew? You know, we had lost Trayvon Martin.
Yeah.
And in this series, Luke Cage was wearing hoodies and was bulletproof.
Did that on purpose. That was good act. That was them taking shots at the establishment.
Yup.
Man. The episode where that kid tried to rob him, and he took it personal, specifically as where they were, where the kid was trying to rob him at. And it's funny you bring this up now because I gotta do pep talking a little bit. It's funny how we ended the show on that, because there's some things in reference to that I'm going to touch on my show in a few minutes.
Yeah.
But this was casted perfectly. I like this brother for this.
Yeah, and I didn't even know him before this. I didn't know him, but first of all, he's a good actor.
Yeah.
Secondly, you know, he played this character with class. I mean, you know, he was still hip and everything like that, but he didn't play him too straight arrow. It was well done. He pulled that off very well. So, well, yeah, let's get ready to wrap it up because you get ready to get time for your show.
You know, it's always popping. We always have fun here, man. I like to relax here. You know, now I got to get into my semi-political mode, but, you know, that's why we do this every Monday. And y'all make sure y'all go follow us on Rumble, because there's going to be a point in time where we might do half the show here, but we want to start airing video. We can't do it on YouTube. We're going to have to do it on Rumble, but it'll be the same stream. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna close down the YouTube stream, but continue on Rumble. So it costs you nothing. Just go over to Rumble and come hang out with us, and y'all can still super chat over there if you choose to, or whatever. And follow us there. Oh shoot, Rod Neal. Damn, how did we miss that? Denzel playing Malcolm X.
We didn't miss it. When I started this show off, I said this was part 1.
Oh, it says right there. Shit, part 1. Okay. So we'll spin the block, Rod. We're gonna come back to that. Salute, brother.
Yeah.
He played the heck out that role, man. But salute, Stormy, man. I'm gonna go ahead over pep talk. Salute to y'all, man. And y'all see me in about 5 more minutes, man.
Yes, sir.
Great show, Stormy. Talk to you a bit.
Appreciate you, man. Have a great show over there on Painful.
Yes, sir.
All right. Peace. Yeah, so we are coming to the end of this. And want to thank everybody that came out and showed a little love, rocking with us through. This was only part 1 of this show. In fact, let me put this, I can actually put it on here before I end the show. All right. 1. All right. 1. That way, when we return on this subject, we'll be able to just kick it off. Yep. I'm just doing a little in-studio editing, you guys. Okay. Yep. So, as we get ready to head out, for those of you who came in, caught the show late, go back and catch us from the beginning. This was only part 1 to top casting that worked in films. We will also be back with another show, top casting that didn't work in films. So that'll be the flip side of this particular subject. But thank you all for tuning in. I want to say shout out to the mighty LDBC, and we will catch you guys next Monday for another Nerds show. As we look ahead, peace to everybody. Enjoy your week as we head out.